We have some exciting news. We're starting the closet, and I'm actually super excited about that because I have been without a full closet for nearly 5 months now, so it is definitely time to get the show on the road. The thing that I am so excited about when it comes to the closet is not only hanging up all of my clothes, but I actually have a beverage and wine cooler that I'm gonna be putting into the closet, and it is by the brand TYLZA. I believe that's how you pronounce it, TYLZA. Let me tell you something about this beverage and wine cooler. This is the mini fridge that just came for the closet room. We're gonna unbox it and go over the details of it, and then I'm going to show you the room. First of all, the reason why I chose it was because of the sleek design. So it has like stainless steel on one side and you can see through. It has the glass on the other side, which is very aesthetically pleasing. And it even has like a little light in there, so you can like light up both sides if you want to see what's in there. I think you can even leave the wine portion of the fridge like lit up in the background if you want. I think that's so cute, like especially if you have the lights dim. It's just like very aesthetically pleasing. The wine section, which has a tempered glass door, can hold up to 18 bottles of wine. Now we are going to be stocking the fridge. I have not been really drinking as much, so I'm not going to be putting actual liquor on that side, but I am going to be putting an alcohol-free wine on that side. So I'll show you guys what that is, and we're gonna stock the beverage fridge together. And then of course I have like Olipop. I love Olipop. I'll be putting that in there as well, so you guys can see how like everything stacks up and what it looks like when it's stocked. I think that's gonna be really cool. The side that holds the Olipop can actually hold up to 57 cans of soda, which is crazy to me because yes, it's a decent size, but it actually is very compact for the amount of like beverages that it can actually hold. The other thing I really like about it is each side has its own temperature control, so you can store your wine at the perfect temperature. You could do your drinks and like beverages at a different temperature, which I think is really cool. And overall, I love the fact that you can have it as a standalone beverage and wine cooler, or you can actually install it under counter. So this is one of those things that should I ever decide to move, it will be coming with me and I will be installing it wherever I go. So I'm gonna show you guys that at the end of the video when I am like restocking it and everything. But you know, hopefully you were able to see the pictures on the screen and you can see how cool it actually is. I will have it linked down below in the description box if you guys are interested. And let me tell you, I can tell you right now, it's so worth it. I think it's so cool. I actually think I'm gonna end up buying like cute little fridge magnets for the stainless steel side that, you know, kind of go with the dressing room theme. We'll see. Nothing too crazy. I don't want it to look like you know, like, you know, when we were younger and we would have all kinds of pictures and magnets on our parents' fridge. Nothing like that. We're gonna be a little bit more classy about it. Maybe we'll do like photos, you know, like little picture frames and things like that. I'm gonna go upstairs and start stocking the beverage fridge, but while I make my way up there, I'm going to take you back to how this process started. Okay, we're about to start the closet room, like officially, for real, as you guys can see. There's a lot of patching and stuff that has gone on so that we are able to paint. I have the paint for this room. I have the closet system for this room. I have the drapes and curtains and everything for this room. We're gonna be getting started. I cannot wait because these boxes of clothes, they gotta go, and it's time for me to finally sort through everything and figure out what I'm actually going to be keeping, what I'm gonna be putting away, and what I'm gonna be giving away. Let's get this show on the road. It's time to get this closet together. I can't wait to show you guys what it's gonna look like. And for those who do not remember, this is the color we're painting the room. This is the color we're painting the room. I do have a like chandelier that's gonna be hung in here that's downstairs. I do need to clean that off when it's time to be put up, but first things first, we gotta paint. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys some of the things that I got. This is a combination of things that are gonna be for the closet room and our bedroom. I don't know what's in these boxes because I didn't see or check to see what was delivered, but let's open it up together. I will have everything that I can link down in the description box. So if you guys are interested in anything that I show you, it will be down there. And if I can, if my editing self, Jillian, has it within her, she will put a QR code on the screen right here. First things first, I got this today from Home Goods. I actually ran into one of you guys there. I believe her name was, I don't remember, but girl, you were so nice. The thing is her name was so unique and beautiful that it's not something common. It's not like I'm trying to remember Sarah, you know what I mean? Her name was beautiful, but yeah, I saw her at Home Goods. She was so sweet. So thank you for coming to say hi to me. But I got this at Home Goods. And the original price was $99, but I got it on clearance for $29. And I love it because it's giving leopard, and I love the shape. So I'm thinking this is gonna go in the closet room on the other side of the couch that I'm most likely gonna put in there. And then the chest is also gonna go in there. I haven't shown you guys that like in full detail yet, but we're gonna talk about that because I have a project for that I wanna do. That's gonna be its own separate video, and I'm so excited for that. So this is the first item. Now, I'm gonna actually be painting the crown molding a different color than the wall. So the crown molding and the ceiling are gonna be a very light shade of the color that is gonna be on the walls, and also the doors and the door frame. And because of that, I needed to order new hinges for the doors. And when I was ordering the hinges for the door, it occurred to me to look at the kind of doorknobs we had, and I realized that they definitely had gotten the bathroom upgraded, because the doorknob going into the bathroom matches all the hardware that's in the bathroom, but the doorknobs do not match the one that goes to our patio from our bedroom or our bedroom door. So I needed to get a doorknob for that door to go out to our patio, which we should have anyway, because it has a weird locking mechanism where you unlock it with a key from the inside and from the outside, which is already like a fire hazard and weird. So I'm very happy to get rid of that. And then also the door going into our bedroom, and I decided to get this smart knob right here, which I think is really cool. You can control it with the app, and it actually has a key, and you can use it with your fingerprint. So I think that's really cool. I'll link that down below. I feel like it was a good deal. The price was great. I have not installed it yet, so I don't know if it works really well, but if I don't talk mess about it later, it worked out. These are the doorknobs that I needed to order to go out to the patio. We actually have to replace all of our doorknobs for all of the outer doors, which they will end up being this. But this came in a 2-pack, so I bought 2 for now. I do need to circle back and buy 2 more. But we have in our bedroom, it's called like an oil brushed bronze. So it looks black with a slight bronzy hint or finish to the corners. So I got this doorknob because that room has a lock like this at the top and a knob at the bottom. So this will be really nice to replace it, so it's easy to get in and out to the patio from our bedroom like we're supposed to be able to. I have the 2-pack. I'm just a girl, so hopefully everything I ordered was correct, because my husband was at work, so he couldn't help me pick all this stuff out. My cousin will be here any second to start the bedroom. We had to move the dresser away from the wall and the bed away, and y'all know that bed is heavy. It is so heavy, so we had to take everything off of it to be able to move it. Okay, perfect. So I, just like I did in the office, and I replaced all the electrical outlet plates and the switch plates for the lights. I'm doing the same in our bedroom. Excuse me. And so I wanted them to match the doorknobs, the door hinges, and door jambs and door hinges. Those are the same thing, aren't they? Those things that go in the corner of the door so it opens. That I wanted the knobs and those things and everything to match, so I got these, and I got the same thing for the outlet plates and all of that. So once the painting is done, I'll be putting all of these on. It'll make everything look a lot more uniform. And then I got the shears that I have in the office, the lighter color ones. I got them for our bedroom, but I actually got, hopefully it's in this next box, I got a different color, heavier curtain for our bedroom. But because the color that is going on our walls is going to be darker, I wanted the drapes and all of that to be lighter to make everything kind of feel light. Yeah, these are it. Okay, I gotta figure out if these are the ones that are going in my closet room or our bedroom, because they are similar in color. What's this one? This is the right one. This is the one for our bedroom. It actually feels really nice. Yeah, I like that. So this is the color. It's like a soft beige. Let's see if this goes together. Oh, that's perfect. It's gonna look real nice. I got a heavy velvet for the outer ones because I got a double curtain rod, and I have the shears for the inner ones. So we're gonna see how all of this ends up tying together and working out. Hopefully my design skills have not failed me. But the ones that I got for the closet room are also velvet, but they're more of a dusty rose. That one is the one I'm nervous about because I can't tell if the shade of rose is the same as what I am painting the walls. I'm just really hoping, fingers crossed, that it actually matches. We'll see. We will discover it together. And then I am waiting for a blank like this because there is a cable outlet at, in the room, and we don't use that. And these are the door hinges. I just want to kind of look at these. I'm gonna have my husband check and make sure that these are correct. So this is one of them. I think it'll look really nice, to be honest. Everything matches perfectly. Assuming everything is correct. Assuming everything is correct, it should work out. And these are the hinges for, one of these is for our patio door and the other is for our bedroom door. Okay, this is for our patio door because those are 4 inches long. This is for our bedroom door because that is 3.5 inches. So these are the, my cousin is just pulling up. So these are the ones for the bedroom. So we're in good shape. We're about to get this project started. Let's go. In the last vlog I showed you guys, my friend Pam, she sent me some antiques from, ooh, it's dark, hold on. She got me some things from California that she sent to me, some antiques, like my antique phone. If you guys haven't seen that vlog, go back and watch it. It's the one called, I don't know what I called it yet because I'm still editing it, but it's probably like 1 or 2 videos before this, but this is one of the items that she sent me. And I just feel like this is the perfect shot glass for my espresso machine. So I use this to do shots because it's just so pretty. It's up here. I also have these, which you guys saw from my coffee bar video. But we actually have an item coming for down here. We're gonna be replacing the ice machine. I am working with a brand who is sending me a beautiful ice machine, and another brand that's sending me a wine cooler / drink fridge for the dressing room. So hopefully in this vlog we will put all of that together. But I'm so excited because I think having a drink fridge, it's like a wine and beverage fridge in my dressing room, is gonna be so lit. I really wanted to initially have something like that in here, but without ripping out everything, it's just kind of impossible to put it here. Because although I could probably take out the ice machine and put the beverage and wine fridge here, I really like having the ice machine here. I don't want to give up the ice machine. So yeah, that's kind of like where I'm at the moment. So when that comes, I will be showing you guys how awesome and amazing it is, and we'll be talking about it. But I'm very excited to get the new ice maker because it is so cool, and it should fit perfectly right here. I hope I did the right measurements, but we're gonna make it work. So anyway, I recently unpacked these coffee mugs. They're very much a kind of Art Deco type of mug. Clearly looks like it came from the early 80s, but I love this coffee mug. So we're gonna make a little latte. Let's turn on the machine. Yikes. I need to put you guys on a better stand. But I really do love the Ninja Luxe Cafe. I think it's actually amazing, and just like 10 out of 10 recommend. If you guys are thinking about an espresso machine but you don't want to go through the complications of trying to figure out measurements and weight and all those, this is like a no-brainer. I'm upstairs now because I need to sand down some of these edges right here, and some of this along the edges also has to be sanded down. But because I'm not 100% sure about that section, I'm gonna wait for my cousin to get here to help me with that. But I am gonna sand down that particular section because I'm actually gonna start getting the paint on the walls right now, so that all they have to do is kind of help me with the trim. And so that's what we're about to be doing right now. The crazy thing is, as I work, I'm gonna tell you guys, something that owning a house is really teaching me, and I do feel like it's God's design, is about foundations. Because there are things that we are having to do in order for us to be able to do other, like, more cosmetic things. Like, I don't know anything about home improvements. I'm kind of like learning all of this as I go. And the thing about it is, when I could just like slap paint on all of this, right? But it wouldn't last. Like, it wouldn't be sustained for years and years to come. It would start to break down very shortly over time. And I think that's kind of like symbolic of us as human vessels, as houses, because there's a lot of times we want to smack on something pretty on the outside, but inside there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. So if the foundation isn't right, everything that's on the outside is going to start to look a little bit off after a little bit of time. And that's kind of what I'm learning when it comes to housing things. Now, there's certain things that I'm like, oh, it's going to take so much more time. Like, if we do this, it's going to be days before we could paint. But the thing is, it's very much worth it to get the foundation sound of everything that we're doing before we do anything else, because it would be such a waste of time to paint, but then it doesn't even look right because you didn't do the work beneath the surface in order for the paint to lay right. So I'm learning about patience yet again, since it's the thing I struggle with the most. I'm learning about patience in a lot of different ways when it comes to this house. And it's like just very eye-opening. I was talking to my sister about that earlier today. So that's like a general sand. I also have these really heavy-duty sanding pads they had me get for situations such as this. I need to go find the sanding pads. I think they're downstairs. Okay, I found the sanding pads. These are the ones that are for the little sander, but you could actually use them handheld as well. So yeah, I'm gonna zone out a little bit and start to paint, and I'm just going to do a little bit of B-roll for this.
Just as the sunset turns to sun.
husband's now helping me with the other wall because he's home from work. And I'm just like getting all of the inside of the like windows. I am so messy. I have paint everywhere. But I think we'll be done with painting this room today. You guys, I'm done. All the walls are painted. It is looking so good. Yes, low-key, it does look like we are in a room of Pepto-Bismol. However, trust the process. Trust me on this. So I'm gonna let this dry. I've been painting all day. It is now evening-ish and I'm exhausted. So I'm gonna tap out tonight and see you guys tomorrow, because tomorrow we need to figure out the closet system and if it's going to work how I need it to work. Also, I think I need to run to Home Depot and get a can, like a sample of flat white, because I definitely have a couple spots on the ceiling that I got pink paint. So yeah, other than that, I also got some paint on one of the blinds, but we're gonna eventually get these blinds replaced, so I just could care less right now. And I'm gonna have curtains up that will cover all of that. So yeah, I feel like I'm gonna die. I feel like I'm gonna die, but I'm so glad that it's completely done. And I gotta say, like, having this color in here and not having it be like white, it kind of like makes the room feel a little bit more cooling. I can't explain it, but yeah, my stomach hurts. I need to drink some water and I need to lay down. So I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, it's the next day and the room is completely painted. My husband's gonna come in here and like start removing all the boxes and everything out of here, because I have the curtain rods and the closet system, and I need to make sure the closet system is gonna work in here. So that's kind of like what we're doing is, you know, like just figuring that out, because I need to know if it's not gonna work, I need to return it and figure a new solution out. But I do have to get some flat white paint, because right there, you see that? Yeah, I got paint on the ceiling. And then my cousin's gonna help me color match to this door right here, because he repaired it. I think I told you guys that yesterday. So I'm not gonna worry about that. And whatever color we color match for that, I think I'm gonna go and like paint the bottoms of the what is this? The bottoms of the windows. That's what I'm gonna do. So let's go real quick. I have to return some hinges and things like that to Whole Foods because I ordered them on Amazon. And then I gotta go to Home Depot, get some more paint rollers, because I'm gonna be painting my master bedroom as well. And yeah, so that's kind of like where we're at, but the room is painted of all colors. I can't believe I ended up picking pink of all colors. You wanna know something real interesting? I was thinking about something, and you know how a lot of people say that, you know, you'll know somebody by their fruit, and you have to look at the fruit of somebody's life. There's this parable in the Bible that talks about the parable of talents, and how each person was given a certain amount and they multiplied in different ways. And there was an additional parable talking about multiplying as far as like fruit, right? And I remember in one of my vlogs, I talked about what would make two trees within the same area bear different amounts of fruit, and we got that whole entire answer. You'll have to go back to that vlog, or I'll link it down below if you want to see the answer to that. But it got me to thinking, how far outside of your immediate household does your fruit extend? And that's a real question, because we can be content letting the fruit of our lives only benefit our immediate family, or we can do what's necessary so that the fruit of our lives benefit many. And it's a really interesting thing, because in order for the fruit of your life to benefit more than just your immediate household and benefit the many, there's a certain level of faith that you have to have, because it requires you to share your experiences and share the things that you've gone through in ways that may feel uncomfortable. Like, you can't properly multiply your fruit if you are holding back on the things that God has done for you. There's certain miracles that God performed and he said tell no one, but there's other miracles that God performed and he wanted you to testify. Sometimes it can be hard to discern the difference. Like, okay, is this one of those things where I tell people what God has done, or if I keep it to myself? But then there's other things that is like, if other people are struggling with the same things and you see a common thread of people dealing with the same thing that you've overcome, I just feel like if God was gracious enough to bring you through it, it's so important that you speak about how he brought you through it so that it could help somebody else, and that is bearing fruit. And then that fruit that you bear, somebody else will eat, and then they'll begin to bear the fruit of it as well. That's multiplication. I think a lot of times people think multiplication is how many times I can multiply, when a lot of times multiplication is, okay, I'm gonna give this to you. I'm gonna take this piece of fruit, I'm gonna take this piece of fruit, I'm gonna give it to you. You're gonna take this piece of fruit, it's gonna turn into 2 fruits, and you're gonna give it to these 2 different people. Then these 2 different people are gonna take that fruit, it's gonna turn into 2 fruit, which is now 4 between them, and they're gonna give it to 4 different people. And that's multiplication in a spiritual sense, because every single time somebody testifies to how they overcame something, it multiplies in the people who benefit from it, who then can give it to somebody else. So I don't know how that just like kind of came to my mind, but the real question is, you could say that, oh, you know, I'm operating in the fruits of the spirit and you could see it because of the fruit of my life, but how far outside your immediate household does the fruit of your life actually extend? And are you as effective as you think you are based on the amount of people that you are able to help? You know, that's a question to ask yourself, because I ask myself that often. Especially when I overcome things. Like, is this a thing I want to share? Is this a thing that God is calling me to share? Or is this something that's just for me? Like, sometimes it can be hard to, you know, like discern what's what. Anyway, that was just my like little random thought as we leave to go to Home Depot. But yeah, ask yourself that question. How far does your fruit extend? My fan made the lighting in my room so much better. So I like that. All right, today we need to, first of all, the room's empty. Look at how much space. I mean, it's a good amount of space in this room. It's just awkwardly shaped, which is why we have to get creative with our storage and closet solutions. So let me try to talk you through my thought process and kind of like what I want to do. So let me get these out the way. This is the closet system. Yeah. Okay. So these doors right here, and this really, it's an eyesore. This is the door to the bathroom, which then leads through to the door to my daughter's room. I don't need access to that bathroom. So I need wall space more than I need access to this bathroom or this closet even. Right now, currently, this closet has my fur coats in it, and we're past fur coat season. So what I think I'm going to do, assuming that my plan works out, I have a gold curtain rod that I'm going to be hanging from here all the way to over here. And it's literally just going to be one long curtain wall to hide these doors. Now over that, again, assuming my plan works out, I'm going to then install a pipe railing closet system over the doors. Like, so I'm gonna try to make sure that they fit into the wall between where the doors are. And it's 2 levels, the one that I got. So if I absolutely need to get into this closet, I can unscrew the pipe that separates the top level from the bottom level and open the door, because the height I chose should be above the opening of the door. I know it sounds crazy, but we're gonna try it out and hope it works. The first thing I think I want to do is I'm gonna fix some of the spots on the ceiling with the flat white paint where I made some boo-boos and some oopsies. And then I'm going to actually hang the curtain rod system for the bay windows, because that for sure is staying, that for sure I'm not changing. So yeah, I don't like really need to think too hard about that. So I'm gonna hang that. Like, we need to take the measurements and pray for me, because that's what we're doing first. I've decided that this is the paint that I have left over. I actually have a really big 5-gallon container as well. This is the paint, what is this? Not eggshell, this is Bear Dynasty Swiss Coffee. It's not exactly this color, but I have enough to refresh these bottom things, which do need refreshing. And I need to figure out what color this is. I think the previous owners left whatever all the paint colors were in the garage, but this needed some sanding down because there is some things that were fixed along the seams of the windows. So I just need to go through and like sand a couple areas down, and then I'm going to refresh the paint with this. While this is drying, I'll start working on hanging that, like getting the holes in place for the closet system. And then if this still needs to dry a little bit more, then I'll focus on this side and seeing how this works while the rest of this dries. I'm trying to work smart, not hard. I'm gonna be using to sand these sheets. You could actually put them on a sander, or you could just hold them and like sand them. So that's what we're gonna do. And I'm gonna sand the areas that need to be sanded and try to refresh the paint, which means I need a paint pan and a brush. I'll be right back. Guys, I need to put on something to watch while I do this, and it's already starting to get hot up here. But luckily my husband went to get some fans, because we definitely need some fans for all the different rooms. So yeah, fingers crossed that this works out. I had to take a quick little break to shower. So actually what I did was I woke up early this morning to touch up the paint, do the bottom of the window, and I wanted to get that done before I showered because I didn't want to have on paint clothes when I was doing everything else. So I'm now freshly showered, teeth are brushed, skincare done, and we have on shorts and a t-shirt because it is getting hot up here. Now, all of this is pretty dry. Let me show you. Okay, so you can kind of see like all of this is dry. Now, the top is not exactly the same colors with the baseboards. This is definitely a more bright white, but in the grand scheme of things, you really can't tell. And I just needed it to have a fresh coat of paint all the way around. All of the ceiling areas have been touched up with that same paint. Turns out I didn't need the flat white because that color actually blended in perfectly. So now what we're about to do is I'm going to try to hang the curtain rod from the ceiling for the curtains, because even if the closet system doesn't work, I'm still going to be having these doors covered. So I figure we can start there. I'm gonna set you guys back on the tripod, and I think it's one of these. So I need to open. I feel like it's this one, because this one I think is the closet system. Yeah, it's definitely that one. Let me actually see if this matches everything I picked for the closet system, because in my mind, it was supposed to match. Oh, that's okay, so this is actually the window treatment, and they match perfectly. That's amazing. All of that just by eye online. Okay, great. So I'm gonna let this dry just a little bit more. It's feeling more or less completely dry, but I just want to give it a little bit more time. So we're going to put together this so that we can hang it. And I am currently debating if I want to screw it into the ceiling and hang it, or screw it in the wall and hang it. I'm going to put it together and see. We're also expecting an exciting delivery for this room later on today, and it will probably be put into the design of the space after I get the closet system up and the clothes in here and kind of get some things in place to see where I want to put it. But I have a beverage fridge coming for this room that holds wine on one side, beverages on the other, and I'm so excited to show it to you guys. This little wall thing right here has worn me out, can I just say? Like, the screws don't match because we needed different size screws to make it stable, but it's stable now. I'm like, after doing this one, I'm scared to do the other one. The problem with this one is the drywall is not that thick, and there was only one stud right here, so it just does not have enough stud and drywall support on this side to like really do what I needed to do. So I know that even though it's secure and it's heavy and it's in a stud over here, I need to not put a bunch of heavy stuff over here. So luckily my plan was not to put a bunch of heavy stuff over here, but I hope that the one that I'm trying to do over here goes in a lot easier. We have this up, and I still need to put the curtains up over here. So, you know, I feel like I know where those studs are because of me doing it downstairs. My husband is tired of me. He wants a break. So I'm gonna work on this, and sorry. I'm gonna work on this and let him take a break. He said I'm working him like a sweatshop. The moment of truth is here. You guys get to see how the room turned out so far. I have the curtains hung. This is the bay window curtain rod, which I will have linked down below. I did have to use 2 of them, and the points meet right there. I do love the way that this color curtain contrasts with the color of the paint on the walls. However, this is a lot of pink for me, so we're gonna have to toughen it up with the furniture. I do have this section right here, which will be used to hang tops and like bottoms, nothing too heavy over here. And then I have this section right here, which is over the curtains, which allows this whole entire wall space to be usable for me, so I have more space to hang clothing. I also use the leftover rod to create one right here, and then because this one has no wall support, I will be hanging scarves on that end part, you know, just like little accessories that are not too heavy. And then we have the beverage fridge down here. Okay, it just got gloomy all of a sudden, but let's add our beverages into the beverage and wine cooler. So for the wine section, I'm going to be putting these. These are called Dry Botanical Bubbly Reserve. Yes, and I have 2 different ones. This is Lavender 75. That is going to be going, let's put it a little bit further down so you can see it. Look at how cute that is. It just holds it so perfectly. As a matter of fact, you put it, I mean, it doesn't really matter which way you put it. You could put it either way. I think I like it better that way. So we're going to put it that way, but I want to show you this one. This one is called the Rosé Soleil. I don't know if you can see that. And they're alcohol free, so I think they're really, really delicious. I've actually had the pear one as well. I got them from HEB, so if you're interested, you can get them at HEB, but that's going to be right there, keeping those nice and cool. And then for my favorite drink to drink, I love Olipops. So we're gonna be putting the Olipops in here. I have peaches and cream. I have tropical punch. And then I have watermelon lime, which I'm gonna put those right there. And then I have strawberries and cream, which is my absolute favorite one, which is why I have a 4-pack of that. And I'm actually gonna be getting some more drinks to put in here. I didn't wanna do all Olipop because I do like ginger ale as well. Did this pop? Uh-oh. Look at that. That one is a little questionable. I'm scared about that one. I feel like I should return it. What do you think? That is our beverage and wine cooler. Of course, I'm gonna end up stacking it even more. And the cool thing about it is I could probably also do the things in here for like a charcuterie board if I wanted to have snacks and things like that. That's another reason why I got one side where you couldn't see through it in case I wanted to have non-aesthetic things inside of here. So yeah, I think this is just super cool. The adjustment right here to be able to have the light is right there so you can kind of see it. But there's also a little light in here. So when you turn on that light, it turns on this light. And then you could just hit it right here to turn it off. So, you see. See how it turns it off on both sides? So cool. Now what I'm still trying to decide is if I'm gonna put anything right here. I think that could be a really good area to have like maybe some shelving for shoes or something like that. And then we're deciding if we are gonna do a couch right here with like a little coffee table and some side tables to stack accessories and stuff like that on. I'm gonna put you guys on the tripod so I can kind of like talk you through this. Okay, so this is my thought. Like I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna do a couch right here and have side tables and a coffee table and have magazines and stacks of jewelry, accessories and things like that, or if I'm gonna do some type of island right here. However, if I do an island, the problem I have is the fact that it's going to take up some of the floor space if I want to do like say full body outfit videos. Another option is to put like a desk or a vanity right here, which could be really cool, but I would much prefer to keep the windows free and only put something like a curved low seating, yeah, like you know the couches that sit pretty low, like a curved one right here maybe. I would love to put the vanity potentially over here, which may work. It just really depends on finding the right one. But yeah, stay tuned for the next video that will be up this week, because in that video we're going to actually be filling the closet up and we're gonna be talking about what I'm gonna keep, what I'm gonna give away, what I'm gonna store away, and kind of like go through all of like my shoes, bags, everything. Like I have so much stuff that it's obviously not all gonna fit in this room. However, we're gonna start like really being brutal about it and making some cuts so you guys can help me out in that video. Tell me if you think I made a huge mistake getting rid of some things, but let me know in the comments, based on the layout of this room, if you were me, would you do an island? Would you do a round couch? Or would you do something completely different? I'm so open to your ideas. There's also the idea that my cousin gave me to put like a round circle settee, the kind that has like a center thing that comes up. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, that is kind of like the ideas we're toying around with. So let me know your opinions down in the comments below.